As Filipino children, we are taught never to leave the presence of an elder without first pressing the back of their hands to our foreheads as a sign of blessing and respect. Standing at the terminal of an American-bound Philippine airline jumbo jet, my great-grandmother's eyes do not blink when she holds out her hand and says, "Never forget." But at 7 years old, I could never understand what she meant. All I understood was that I was about to board the plane that would take us to the land my father says opportunity never needed to knock because the doors always stayed open, but I'm just hoping for streets lined with toys. Tell my great-grandmother I heard there's a McDonald's on every corner, but she doesn't crack a smile. She already knows how this story goes. But at 7 years old, I could never know what she knows. I have never seen what she's seen, her eyes hollow and deep as the bunkers she was in the day she watched the morning sky turn dark, the sun vanishing behind the clouds of smoke that drop bombs the shape of raindrops to water the fields of war as it explodes in the flowers made of dust her knees, brittle from climbing the steps of rice terraces in hopes of finding God at the top of those stairs and pray for a bountiful harvest her hands, wrinkled and scarred from preparing meals from leftover scraps, hoping that the pinch of love she adds is enough to fill her children's bellies. And now it is those same hands she uses to hold my chin, to remind herself I am still a child. I am not meant to know such things. My face still sings with promises of Toys R Us and Disneyland, and she prefers it like that. Prefers I know nothing more beyond apple pie and baseball bats, take her secrets and store it deep in her treasured chest, hoping I will one day find them on my own. But until then, she'll just sneak white rabbit candy into my pocket in case I start to miss home. Gives me her hand to bless, then send us on our way, hoping there was a part of me old enough to remember her request one day. But now, too much french fries and video games later, I am standing at the living room, unbuttoning my work shirt and loosening my tie as the news anchor reports of another flood that wiped out most of Manila, and I watch a father up to his waist in water, his baby daughter clinging to his neck with one arm as tightly as she clings to her soaked teddy bear with the other. I watch a mother wailing prayers to the sky as she rocks the lifeless body of her son against her heart. She just wants it to stop, wants to squeeze every drop of ocean water from his lungs so she can swallow it whole and they could trade places, and my throat turns to knots. I can't seem to hold all of this down. Leaves my stomach empty of that pinch of love that should have filled my belly. My gut wrenches, twisted as the home's being carried out into the sea. Wishing I were a child again, being shielded from things I am not meant to see. But the pictures keep coming. Pictures of things I know I will one day store at the bottom of my own chest, locked away from the sight of my own great-grandchildren. Where have I been? How long have I not known? How long have I not noticed that the face of the man on the rooftop looks a lot like my own, and the only difference between us was the one-way airline ticket? Because here I am, thousands of miles away from the surging water, my clothes as dry as my mouth, my shame as muddied as their skin, realizing only now what my great-grandmother was trying to tell me she knew, even back then, that no matter how many doors America has opened, you can never close them behind you. Your past will still come flooding in, but we are Filipino. Our hearts tethered to veins we throw out into the flood that we may grab hold and not drift too far. Our flag, stitched from the one common thread, stretching all the way back to those that came before us. This is what she wanted me to see. The generation of a people who believe compassion can never be drowned by suffering. We are those people. The elders with rosaries in their hands and bruises on their knees. The mothers pretending not to be hungry so their children have more to eat. The fathers carrying their family through the storm with nothing more than the strength of their necks. The neighbors who believe that no matter how many people throw rocks, we must always be the ones to throw breads. The aunts and uncles who always made sure they had an extra room. The American-born teens who will find their way home soon. This is for you, for all that we are and all we've been through. This is for my great-grandmother and all the withered hands we have pressed to our forehead, reminding us that every wrinkle is a life spent surviving storm. Every crooked finger pointed to the stories locked away in their chest, and every time those hands are blessed, we're remembering who we are and where we come from. And no matter where the airline tickets take us, we are making them a promise to never, ever forget.